When most people hear the name New Zealand, they instantly picture dramatic mountain ranges, crystal-clear lakes, rolling green pastures, and a nation often celebrated as one of the safest, cleanest, and most beautiful places on Earth. It's the kind of country that shows up on travel bucket lists, a paradise that seems almost untouched by the world's chaos. But beyond this postcard-perfect image, something unexpected is happening, and it's rewriting the story of New Zealand's future. Record numbers of Kiwis are packing their bags and leaving, not just for a short trip, but for good. The numbers are staggering. In 2024 alone, 128,750 New Zealanders left the country, a massive leap from just over 101,000 departures in 2023. This marks one of the largest waves of emigration the nation has seen in decades. For a country with a relatively small population, the impact is enormous. Families are being split across borders, skilled workers are leaving gaps in key industries, and entire communities are beginning to feel the strain. So the big question is, why are so many people walking away from a place that, to outsiders, looks like paradise? Is it the soaring cost of living that makes it nearly impossible for young families to build a future? Is it the limited job opportunities compared to neighboring Australia or the wider world? Or is it something deeper, a growing sense that the dream of New Zealand no longer matches the reality? Whatever the reasons, this historic exodus is forcing the nation to confront some hard truths about life beyond its breathtaking landscapes. Let's dive in and uncover the story behind New Zealand's Great Migration. 1. Economic pressures. At the heart of New Zealand's exodus lies a tough reality. The cost of simply living in the country has skyrocketed. What was once seen as a land of opportunity has become a place where everyday survival feels like a financial juggling act. Groceries, fuel, and power bills, the basics of daily life, have become painfully expensive, leaving many households stretched to the breaking point. And then there's the housing crisis, which is perhaps the most crushing blow of all. New Zealand now ranks among the worst in the world for house price-to-income ratios. For young families and first-time buyers, home ownership, that classic Kiwi dream, has slipped from possibility to fantasy. Meanwhile, wages are standing still. Paychecks are barely moving while inflation eats away at purchasing power. For many Kiwis, the numbers simply don't add up anymore. Working hard no longer guarantees a comfortable life, let alone savings or security for the future. And when people lose hope in the promise of stability, they start to look elsewhere. 2. Global opportunities. While life in New Zealand is becoming more challenging, the world outside its shores is full of enticing possibilities. Just across the Tasman, Australia is pulling in droves of New Zealanders with higher salaries, more affordable housing, and stronger career prospects. Beyond that, the UK, Canada, and other countries are rolling out the welcome mat for skilled workers. Globalization has made moving easier than ever. International job networks, remote work options, and simplified migration pathways have lowered the barriers that once kept people anchored at home. Now, the world feels wide open. For many Kiwis, the calculation is simple. Why fight an uphill battle in New Zealand when other countries are offering not only higher paychecks, but also a clearer path to building the life they want? The decision, once unthinkable, is becoming obvious. 3. Education and quality of life. For the next generation of New Zealanders, education and career pathways are powerful motivators to leave. Many young Kiwis are heading abroad for university or professional training, and once they get a taste of larger global cities, they discover opportunities that simply don't exist back home. New Zealand's population sits under 6 million, a fraction of what you'll find in Australia, the UK, or the US. While this small scale can create close-knit communities, it also limits the scope of industries, networks, and advancement opportunities. For ambitious young people with big dreams, the country can start to feel like a small pond. Abroad, they find the wider stage they've been craving: richer professional ecosystems, cultural diversity, and more room to grow socially and professionally. 4. Political frustrations. Then there's politics. Across the country, many Kiwis, especially younger generations, are growing disillusioned with what they see as slow, indecisive leadership. The same issues dominate every election cycle: housing affordability, healthcare access, economic inequality, and climate change. Yet progress often feels glacial. For citizens watching costs soar and opportunities shrink, frustration builds. Many feel their voices aren't being heard, their concerns aren't being addressed, and their leaders are out of touch with the struggles of everyday life. For some, leaving New Zealand isn't just about chasing opportunities abroad. It's about seeking a place where governments act with urgency, where problems are tackled head-on, and where the future feels more secure. 5. Family and personal choices. Of course, not every departure is about economics or politics. Sometimes it's about the deeply personal pull of family, love, and adventure. Many New Zealanders leave to reunite with relatives scattered across Australia, Europe, or Asia. Others follow partners or spouses to new countries, building lives together far from home. And then there are those driven by pure wanderlust, the desire to explore the world, experience new cultures, and step outside the familiar rhythms of Kiwi life. For them, the decision isn't about escaping New Zealand's problems, it's about embracing the possibilities of a bigger world. 6. The impact on New Zealand. So what does this mass departure really mean for New Zealand? The consequences go far beyond empty homes and airport goodbyes. What the country is facing is nothing less than a brain drain, the steady loss of skilled, educated, and ambitious citizens. Doctors, nurses, engineers, teachers, tech specialists, many of the very people needed to keep the nation thriving are leaving, and filling those gaps will not be easy. Labor shortages are already being felt in critical industries, from healthcare to construction to technology. As more young professionals head abroad, these shortages will only intensify. At the same time, the departure of taxpayers places added strain on public services, which depend on a healthy working population to fund them. Schools, hospitals, and infrastructure could all feel the squeeze. And then there's the demographic imbalance. As younger generations leave, New Zealand risks becoming a nation with more retirees than workers, an aging population that will require greater care and resources, even as the tax base to support them shrinks. The long-term implications are serious: slower growth, greater inequality, and a potential erosion of the very quality of life that once defined New Zealand as a dream destination. 7. Can New Zealand turn things around? The good news? None of this is irreversible. But turning the tide will require bold and decisive action. The solutions aren't a mystery. Making housing affordable again would give young families a reason to stay and build a future. Expanding mental health and social support would help reduce the stress that's driving many away. Creating stronger economic opportunities, from higher wages to more diverse industries, could rekindle belief in the promise of living and working in New Zealand. But perhaps most importantly, the country needs to restore something less tangible, yet absolutely vital: hope. The sense that staying in New Zealand isn't just the safe choice, but the rewarding one. That the Kiwi way of life, with its natural beauty, close communities, and unique culture, can still deliver happiness, stability, and opportunity. The question is, will leaders act quickly enough? Or will New Zealand continue to watch its best and brightest board one-way flights in record numbers? New Zealand now finds itself at a defining crossroads. On one side lies the image the world knows so well: a land of breathtaking beauty, safety, and serenity. On the other lies a harsher reality: a country grappling with rising costs, political frustrations, and a generation quietly slipping away. The question is whether New Zealand can adapt quickly enough to hold on to its brightest minds and most ambitious young people. Can it create a future where staying feels as rewarding as leaving? Or will the steady exodus continue, reshaping not only the economy but also the very fabric of Kiwi society? One thing is certain. Behind the postcard-perfect scenery lies a nation in urgent need of renewal. Until bold steps are taken, the departures may only grow. And with them, the challenge of keeping the Kiwi dream alive. So now it's your turn. Would you stay in New Zealand, or would you seek your future abroad? Share your thoughts below. The conversation about New Zealand's future starts with voices like yours.